Okay, we're going to open the meeting for April 16th, 2015. The meeting is being recorded. Start with approval of minutes from the previous meeting. Start with outdoor furniture. Any questions on the minutes from the outdoor furniture?
I have none.
Can I get a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the outdoor furniture.
All in favor?
Aye.
And the monthly meeting. Questions, Ed? All right, get a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the monthly meeting, March 19th.
I'll second. All in favor? Aye. Okay, visitors' comments. Debbie?
I have two comments.
Okay.
At your last meeting, I said that the supervisors may be in violation of the Sunshine Act by approving the minutes before listening to visitor comments. I repeat the same thing tonight, except instead of maybe, it is a violation. You can't transact any action before listening to visitors' comments, according to Sunshine Act.
We have it in writing from the attorney that as long as you're providing visitors' comments, that's what the sunset. He's not aware of that.
Really?
Yes, it's there.
He's not much of a lawyer.
Yes, we interpret the Sunshine Act differently. The other item, I'm going to leave this letter for you supervisors this evening. It's about a one-page letter. May I read the letter? This concerns your appointments. I am hand-delivering this letter to you at your meeting this evening. Please include it in your agenda and in your correspondence for a response at the May 21st Supervisors meeting. In addition, please respond to me in writing. At the last Supervisors meeting, I asked for Mr. Rippey or Mr. Catalone to attend the next Sewage Authority meeting. I did not ask Mr. Gustafson because he is a member of the authority. Mr. Catalone said he would attend, but unfortunately he did not. Assuming that Mr. Catalone would be at the above meeting on April 9th, I felt it was the appropriate time for me to send a letter to the Sewage Authority addressing some concerns that I have about the authority and also the way they conduct their meetings. Due to a change in the secretary, my letter was not on the agenda, nor was it given to the members. They advised me that they would respond to my letter at the next meeting, and also as I requested in writing. Attached is a copy of the above letter. You will note that I did not copy the letter to you on April 1st because I wanted to give the authority members an opportunity first to address my concerns. However, in the meantime, I understand 2 vacancies have occurred on the authority board. Therefore, I feel you need to review the above letter now because within the near future you will be making 2 appointments to the authority board. As supervisors, you may appoint anyone you want to authorities. However, you have a policy in place that requires applicants to file an application and finance report before they can be considered as an appointee applicant. This process is futile because you neither consider their application nor finance report in your selection. Many good applicants have been ignored because you have established a track record for appointing the person you want regardless of experience and other qualifications. Before you appoint an applicant, I suggest that you sit down and explain to them that they will be public servants of the users. All users must be treated fairly and uniformly. If they understand this and you decide to appoint that person, it would be helpful for that member to receive from you a copy of the Sunshine Act, a copy of the authority rules and regs, bylaws and policies to read before their first meeting. That way they will be better prepared to serve. You may say your job is done after you make appointments, concluding your responsibility for anything more to do with the authority. If you care, your job is not done. Certainly, out of 12 sewage meetings a year, you could attend 1 or 2 of them to determine if you are satisfied that they are treating the users fairly and uniformly, and that meetings are conducted in a professional manner. If you care and you are not satisfied, why not sit down and talk to the members of the authority about your concerns? So I will await your response, and I thank you for your time this evening to read this.
Okay, come across the front. Anybody in the front row have a comment? Okay, go to the second row. No? Bob?
Yes, I do. Last week, there was a news release regarding a study by John Hopkins in Baltimore. And what the finding of the study was is rising radon levels at Marcellus shale sites, in particular the eastern part of the state, where there's been extensive Marcellus shale drilling. They're finding elevated levels of radon. Radon is part of a natural occurring radioactive decay. The Marcellus shale is noted for elevated levels of radioactivity. So I don't think it's really unusual. Radon is the #2 cause of lung cancer in the United States. Radon can also be carried in drinking water. Well water is more likely to carry radon than groundwater. So here we are going to well water. EQT has on file in the township here permit applications for the Ginger Pad. I don't know if you guys have really looked at it, and if you haven't, you should. There's 6 laterals off the pad. They all directed to the town of Burnville. The first lateral intersects Cleveland Street, probably up in the area where the houses start once you get around the sharp curve, and it extends right to the corner of the top end of Jefferson Street. So there are a couple residential dwellings that no doubt to me are right over the top of the lateral. The second lateral extends down through Burndale. It enters the town probably up in the corner there on the back street about where Jack McCluskey lives. It proceeds down, probably goes behind the White Horse looking here, and extends to the south side of Lincoln Street. The third lateral, it extends, it enters on the north side of Burndale, and just for the sake of a landmark, it runs pretty much parallel with Washington Street. So there you have 3 laterals going under the village of Burndale. Okay, the fourth lateral is to the east, probably up towards where they reclaimed the strip mine, probably about 1,000 feet east of Washington Street. It extends down to Apple Street. The next lateral, it's a little bit further east, and it once again comes down to Apple Street. Okay, and the last lateral, I mean, this technology is amazing to me, apart from the health issues here. It's a 10,000-foot lateral, and it extends down, it goes under the property here of the former Kadori, or young Rudy Kadori's house here on top of the hill. and it comes down right back here. Probably, I'm gonna guess from the scale on the map, 500 feet from Doc Valadorski's property. So, I think it's a matter that requires the attention of this board, the Board of Supervisors, what's going on here. To protect the people of this community, I feel there should be extensive radon testing done. You have to establish a baseline, because 4, 5, or 10 years from now, if there's a radon problem, there's going to be the argument, oh, it's probably like that all the time. So it is imperative, before any drill bit enters the ground here, the radon study is done in the potentially impacted areas. But, if you look here, this is just the beginning. There's going to be a lot of other ways. Does this require an ordinance from the Board of Supervisors? The radon testing be done within so many lateral feet of these drillings? Might not be a bad idea. How about EQT? Could they pony up some money to do a radon study? I hear there's going to be a big money giveaway this Monday, and they want all the public over here at the senior citizens for a photo session. They won't talk to me, as you know. You got the letter. But somebody has got to get on this. And once again, I think EQT should be asked to pony up some money. And I think the 3 supervisors have to get active and address this matter. Whether the public agrees or not, I don't know.
All right, we're well over the 3 minutes. I let you go.
I think it was a merit.
Yeah, and I haven't seen the study yet. I'll look into it. But,
Have you seen these?
Yes, I've seen those. Yes. I didn't realize that one was 10,000 feet, though. I didn't realize that.
Well, it's marked on there. Did you realize they're going under Burndale?
Yes.
Right under these
knew that.
residences.
And they postponed that drilling till at least 2016. But if anybody's on a groundwater well,
When that price of gas
we will
goes back
remind
up,
them to
they're
have it
gonna
tested
hit.
like we did on Gray Hill.
When the price of gas goes back up, they're going to get it.
Right.
Believe
Okay.
me.
All right, we'll take it under advisement.
Well, I think it deserves more an advisory.
All right. Do you have anything?
You're not gonna take it under more than advisement? You're
I
not
have to
gonna
look into it. This is the first I'm hearing of the information. so
But
we'll-
you said that you saw it for yourself. You saw what he's talking about. You had these papers, and it didn't send up red flags to you that you might wanna look into this?
We don't have any way of stopping them from drilling under the town of Ferndale. They're probably, what's the depth?
But
Five-
we're
Well,
talking-
7,000 feet.
7,000
I mean,
feet
you're
deep.
looking at people in this room that are potentially impacted by this. And I think, at the
Radon testing
minimum, you
should
can
be
do your
done.
own radon test. But I don't think the burden should be put on their back, because they didn't ask for EQT to drill under their house.
Again, all right. First I'm hearing of the radon issue. okay?
Yeah,
It's
well,
my understanding that there's another well going up there in April Hill area at some point.
Well,
That's probably gonna come under legal.
if you look at all these headings, the azimuth is 154 degrees, so all these laterals lay out parallel. And they just come right down the line. And here they got the well pad, they got rights in the other direction. Why aren't they going north? Why do they have to, on the first drilling, come under a town?
Unless they
And,
got plans
you know,
for other wells
usually-
north.
They own the rights there.
They own the rights
Remember,
on
they
the other
bought the
side
rights there,
too. They own the rights on the other
Can there be
side.
radon testing, like EQT doesn't have to do it?
I can ask them if they do that. I don't know. They're not here tonight. I'll have to.
But
look into it.
can the supervisors, can you okay radon testing without them?
I would say as a homeowner, you're gonna have to be just like somebody on a private water well. If you want it tested before they drill and then test it again after they drill, just like we do with the water well.
Modern day houses, there are designs implemented to reduce radon and alleviate the problem.
Okay.
Ferndale is company
Bob, you've had
houses.
your time.
that
We're
were
moving
built.
on. All right.
I
I've
don't
been
think the
more than
message is
fair
getting
with
through,
it.
Jeremy.
I've got it.
To be honest with you, I don't think it's registered.
Okay. Do you have something?
I'd like to get a copy of the open burning policy that the township has as to when you're allowed to have an open burn, as far as leaves, garbage, trucks, tires. things like that.
You can't burn trucks and tires.
Well, you might make that statement, but I've seen them and smelled them, so shingles, things like that.
You never allowed to burn them. As far as brush, leaves, sticks, you're allowed to burn unless there's a countywide burning ban.
So there's no,
Things would dry out enough.
Yeah, you can never burn tires or shingles or anything.
do you have an ordinance? Do you have a policy, or what's the township policy on open burning? That's my question. Do you have one?
We have a nuisance ordinance, I don't know if it covers that. We can-
Would you check in and let me know?
You're never allowed to burn construction waste of any sort,
Okay.
countywide,
I-
it's just not here.
Okay, then my next question, Victor, then, who and how does that get enforced?
Wasn't that Stubber in charge of that?
Yeah, there's somebody at the county that
Could you share that information with me?
Yes, yes.
Wasn't he in charge of that, Frank Stubber?
Yeah, Stubber takes care of burning and garbage.
It's getting that time of year, and there's a lot of burning, and I'm not so sure in all cases, the odor, that it's the right,
Right. I understand.
thank you.
Okay. Go ahead.
How many truck drivers you got for Township?
3.
Who's gonna run the grader?
Sid's gonna run the grader as of right now.
Okay.
All right.
Could you tell me who the 3 truck drivers are?
All 3 of our employees, Sid, Ronnie Selinsky, and Ronnie Wakovich.
Did you get anything straightened out from the last meeting for the Bob Governetti recycling sign and the speed limit sign on Apple Street? Was anything addressed there?
They, no, I didn't get anything done with the speed limit sign. They took the recycling sign down in front of my place. Is it down in front of Bob's?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's moved.
Okay, yeah, all right. They moved it the next day.
It's in Shanner's yard now.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else?
Yeah, I get the DEP fax alert, for the different townships, and I got one for the ginger pad this past week, that all of the technical reviews were completed on 4/13, and that there was a deficiency letter issued a few months before that. I was wondering if you had the deficiency letter on file?
I don't know if
Because
We can check after.
Yeah, EQT should supply that with you.
Yeah, we can see if we have it. I don't know. Anything else?
No, I'm Nadine Perazzi. First of all, I'd like to know why we don't begin our meetings for the supervisors with the Pledge of Allegiance. It seems sort of non-patriotic to me. And I would like to thank Bob Hoblo for the information that he's supplying us with tonight, because the supervisors who are elected to protect the citizens of Jay Township, they don't seem to have a clue. And the EQT was mentioned, and I find it repulsive that the school, the senior center, and whoever else that EQT wants to give money to, and the comment was made by sort of elite citizens, that if they want to give it, we're going to take it. I consider it a bribe, and it's demoralizing to the people in Jay Township. And another comment was that you said that they wouldn't be starting anything or working on the wells until 2016. Well, I hope to be living well past 2016. I might not be moving too fast, but I intend to live at least another 40 years in Burndale. And if it comes up under my house, we're just as good as anybody else in the township. Stop it. Nip it in the bud.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Do you guys, anybody over there along the wall have anything? Okay.
Just, there's been a lot of rumors about my motorcycle club and stuff, and just, this is not an open to the public building anymore. I mean, we've had people come down and dump refuge and other stuff, and they say, well, we've been doing it for 10 years, and the point being is, I didn't lease or insure the property 10 years ago. I only started at the beginning of the year. So, I don't think why anybody would dump refuge on township property or use township property for parking, their private parking lot, or anything like that. But it seems to be okay now that I leased that building. And I don't understand where the double standard comes from, or whatever. You know, I'm not stopping anybody from walking through there. Yes, I put no trespassing signs up because the insurance company said that if somebody gets hurt back there on a motorcycle or on a four-wheeler, and the four-wheelers fly back through there a lot faster than the motorcycles do. And like I said, they're coming off a road that they're not legally allowed on, but everybody kind of turns a blind eye to that. And I won't stop them from going back through there, but I'm just trying to cover myself, you know, on that. If you walk back there and you trip and break an ankle and decide to sue me, you know, I'm insured, but the point being is, you know.
Is the building being rented or is the whole ground facility being rented?
The
Do you
whole
consider
round.
these people trespassers?
I consider them
the building
trespassers.
rental at first, you know?
It depends on how you want to look at it. I mean, your neighbor walks
The property in the
across your
building.
yard,
It's the
you
property in
know,
the building.
you don't consider him a trespasser, but, you know, then you have somebody else that drives their vehicle across the field and gets stuck out there in the middle of your yard, and
Are you aware the township road goes all the way down to that farmhouse?
I understand that. I don't have a problem with that. That ain't what I'm complaining about. What I'm complaining about is the guy that took his little SUV down there and went out and ripped up through the field and got stuck and this and that, but he's been doing it for years, so it's okay. But if he goes out there and crashes and gets killed, or gets hurt, or hurts somebody else, then that's on my insurance, then
But it sounds like it's a rental property, but it sounds like
Is the
he actually
building
owns
being
it, you know what I
rented
mean?
or the
No.
whole?
No, but he's insuring, he's renting the property and he's insuring it.
But who oversees that? You guys?
Yeah, we're acting as the landlord in this case,
Do
yes.
all the township rules apply to them? Like, I know I can't go over to the park or here to drink.
We've been through this in the
Yeah, I know, I want, because the
There's
first time
no
you said they did count the rules and regulations of the township, and now all of a sudden they don't. So are they allowed to have a
The
big
laws
party
that
down there?
govern us all in this community govern them.
Okay.
They're renting a building
No
and a piece of
drinking,
property.
So no drinking in that township property, good.
Are you allowed to drink on your property? That's the question.
Yes, but
If
I'm
you
saying I'm
rent
not allowed
someplace,
drinking
are
right
you allowed
here.
to drink on your property?
But I'm not
our
drinking
own
here.
property.
It's our property though. It's
Yeah,
still
it's not
considered your
township property,
You're
it's
the
our
landlord.
property.
All right. All right.
Again, no.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, we're moving on to approval of the bill. You guys have any questions on
I have a question, unless I missed it on the last time, were the bills ever, received from Ingram for the repair of, I hate to say this, the truck that David Liptak used to drive?
I don't know. If we got that one yet or not, I really don't.
I mean, it's 2 times now and I haven't
Mark
seen it.
is very slow at billing, very slow.
It's like the one from GMC.
He gave me a bill.
Yeah, how'd you
He
know
gave me a
what,
bill of $1,670.
how'd you know that was gonna be what it was
I
gonna
gave
cost?
you, I had an estimate. I had an estimate.
Oh, my God.
Did you have to pay
Hey,
it?
listen, we're beyond the visitors' comments period. We're on to the business portion
Right,
of
but
the
I'm
bill.
talking about a bill.
Your time to speak is during visitors' comments, and I believe you're
We're
aware.
allowed to ask about bills.
Before official action.
About Bill.
I don't have the bill. That was the answer to the question.
Thank you.
I have one more question about a bill. Was there ever a bill or an estimate turned in for the garage that was damaged in Caledonia this winter?
It was paid by the insurance company.
How much was it?
I don't have the exact figure, but they
Well,
did call
don't
me
you
with
think
the
the public
figure.
has a right to know that?
We don't list what the insurance company pays out. I mean, it could be here somewhere. I don't even know if they give us that.
That's up to them.
Okay, we didn't even get a copy of it here.
I think when you get a copy, it should be publicized.
Right.
Okay, so can I get a motion to approve the
I'll
bill?
make a motion to approve the bills in the amount of $45,477.37.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Treasurer's report.
General fund checking balance as of 3/20/15 is
$46,824.69. Balances of 4/16/15 is $64,268.69. State fund balance as of 3/20/15 was $177,700.60. The balance as of 4/16/15 is $177,738.83. Plated balance is $32,233.40. Capital reserve account, $34,309. State fund CD, $39,970. General fund CD, $82,165. And deposits for the month, $62,621.83.
Correspondence.
1J Township Sewer Authority meeting minutes, 2J Township Water Authority meeting minutes and articles of incorporation, 3 our county commissioners meeting minutes, 4 PSAT's news bulletin, 5 Ron Rebo sewer board resignation, 6 Alex Rebo sewer board resignation, 7 Anita Johnson water board resignation.
We don't have a road maintenance or equipment maintenance report because it just came back from me. Okay, old business. Campers, campers and A and C, campers and employee handbook, spoke to the attorney about, and we need to have a sit down with him. We need to schedule that with him over the phone, have a sit down with him to go over what we're looking for there. And he said just to get in touch with him, set it up, so I wanted to get in touch with you guys first. We'll set it up.
What are you looking for, Richard Brown?
Well, we talked last month about the campers, whether we wanted a standalone ordinance or if we could just add it into the subdivision and land use ordinance that we already have. And as far as the employee handbook, we want to take all the policies that we have here and get them into one place.
Okay, but I mean, as far as the campers, what's the panacea or the ultimate, the board of supervisors? Because I've never really heard you deliberate this. What are you really looking for?
There's been a few different instances where people have asked about campgrounds, and the ordinances that we have, that we got through PSATs, pretty much lay out what you can do with the campground. How far is it to be set back from a highway, how big the sites would be, your roads in and out, how wide they are. It's for safety, Bob, it's mainly for safety. I don't think anybody wants to see somebody jam a campground onto 2 acres in the middle of a town, you know. Not that most people would, but it could happen, and that's the idea. It sets the acreage and all that.
So this is something apart from what the trailer court ordinance is.
Trying to add to it, it'd be cheaper to add to it.
Okay, you're familiar with the trailer court ordinance, right, Victor? So you want something, now, like a camper would be maybe spend a week there and then...
Well, we had a problem, a woman brought up about, they were gathering here in Caledonia, a bunch of campers in that last fall. There was a few problems arose down there, and we're just...
That was like a 4-wheeler ride they had for 2 days.
Yeah.
But this is more to regulate and organize the campground for business.
It's, okay, for business. I mean, if I have a relative come,
PSATs?
they can stay next to my house.
Yes, which is our state association. They just put sample ordinances out so that the townships can pick them up and start from there rather than starting from scratch. So they're from other townships is what they are.
Yes, which is good.
Okay. Okay, so that's A and C. Let's go to B, source water protection ordinance. We're still working on. I've got some maps now that have better markings to bring to the next meeting, and still waiting on something in the shape of a water plan from the water.
When is it next meeting?
Tuesday. And I'll have to get those maps this over because that'll be a convention.
Did they get that, they're gonna have a protection plan not ready for the water?
I don't know. I've asked, I'll double check. Okay, so down to D, the variance for the outdoor furnace. I spoke to Mr. Brown after he had a chance to go over the notes, and he recommends the approval of the variance, and he said to put the conditions on that we see fit. I believe, for my own sake, one condition we talked about was no summer burning. And the other one that has to go in there would be it's a coal-only furnace, which they've already stated it is. If it becomes a wood-burning furnace, then it would go under the DEP regulation and it wouldn't be in compliance.
the state probably.
So,
What months you want to?
May 1st to September 30th, I mean, I don't know what, we don't want to go beyond September, I mean, what,
I wouldn't go no longer from November to April, that'd be 6 months.
well, I mean, we still, some people are still heating their homes in April, for sure. This April, we still had feet of snow on the ground, something, and May 1st.
November,
I'm saying May 1st to September 30th. We should block that piece out.
from December to May 1st.
May 1st to,
No burning, May 1st
Okay.
through September 30th. That's the condition. Condition 1, and condition 2 would be, it's coal only.
Yeah, coal only because of the ordinance of phase 2 furnace.
So you need a motion to approve the conditional, or the variance with the conditional use.
okay, once again, we're May
May
1st.
1st through September 30th, no burning.
I make a motion to approve the variance for the outdoor furnace based on the conditions of no burning from
Okay.
May 1st through September 30th,
And that's coal.
and it's coal only.
We have to sign the paper and fill out.
She'll have to write a letter. She's here to hear it, but we'll have to write a letter.
Or write a letter and send it to you.
So, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Tired.
Yeah, what are we gonna do with these tires?
Well, I talked to a member of the Solid Waste Authority, and they said the reason that they quit doing it is because they feel people are taking advantage of it. They feel businesses are taking advantage of it. And that people that could be paying a couple dollars a tire to leave them at a tire shop or a garage are choosing to bring them to the townships instead, and that's what, why they decided not to pay for it anymore. So I don't know what you want to do with it. We have a dumpster load out there now, which we have to get rid of, obviously.
Oh, we've been digging
But they,
Is there a
yeah,
place that you can take tires that will
if
recycle?
you're residential tires, you can haul them to the landfill yourself, and they're free to dispose of there.
Over
Over on 19.
Oh.
Yeah, you can haul them there and they'll dispose of them. If you're going to a garage or
Yeah, you
a
would-
tire place, you pay a fee and leave them there.
But what about the ones you have? Isn't there a place that recycles them into rubber mulch?
No, I've been trying to find, they say there is, but I never located any of them. I take them, I don't really want to dump.
They used to bring a shredder in over there, the Solid Waste Authority, and pay for that, that's why we always haul them. And they paid for us to haul them out, they're no longer doing that.
There's a place in Sunbury where they take the tires and recycle them. I
Okay?
mean, if you would get a whole bunch, you could bring a truckload down or something, the township could.
Where's that
it.
at?
We got trouble
Sunbury,
with that.
Ricky. Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're trying to avoid, I think, is we hauled 2 dumpsters out last year, there's a dumpster full there that came after the haul last year. My recommendation was to stop collecting them to see how it goes. That's
I guess
the
my
recommendation.
question to you guys would be, is it cheaper to pay to haul them from here, or is it cheaper to pay the workers to go out along all the roads and pick them up when people throw them
Well,
over the bank?
that's the concern, but I mean,
Because that's what's gonna happen, I would bet.
We could limit it to maybe a load a year.
Or could you talk to Veolia and see if Veolia would drop a container off and how much they would
We
charge?
did that the last 2 summers, and I think that worked out the best.
That way you're not paying fuel to truck it.
we have $1,000, we're estimating $1,000 to haul away what we have. You know, we set aside $2,000 a year for the summer
Right.
dumpster, so that would be half of what we
Yeah.
have set aside.
We can go down to 4 a year instead of 8 for people and take one dumpster
One
out.
per resident.
I think the thing is now is 8 per year per resident. We could knock that down to 4, that gives you a set of tires for your car, I guess. And that might cut us down to maybe 1 dumpster a year. I feel like he does. I feel if we don't get rid of them, they're gonna dump them over the banks and just throw them all over instead of taking that.
You could limit it to 4, I mean, 1,000 dumpster, we don't want to do 4 or 5.
No, I mean, if we limit, once we do 1 dumpster, we're done. 1 dumpster a year. It's just something. you know.
Like I said, last year we hauled out 2 and then we end up with a whole dumpster load
Well,
sitting there
the idea
anyway.
is, once we fill that dumpster, set the dumpster up there, take 4 tires, and then once it's full, there's a sign out there, goes no more tires. I mean, we're not gonna take them on, so because we've been carrying over a big pile of tires every year.
Well, we have to get the head out, I mean, when they bring us second dumpster to set up, it's retired.
How are you gonna limit that per person?
We've always limited it to, was it 8? I thought it was 8.
When they sign in, yeah, they should sign.
Yeah, they have to write how many, it's right on the sign-in sheet, how many tires they brought. So it's an honor system, and again, sure.
But there'll be a note that it's a limit of 4 tires per family.
But, you know, like I said, maybe we get out ways to put another dumpster out there, since they.
Yeah, if you stack them in there, when they're putting them
And
in
when
there,
that
if
one's
they stack them
full,
in
that's
there
the end, we don't
decently.
take any more after that for the season, or
I'm saying, I think we should.
you know, so we don't have to.
Because if you do it with a backhoe bucket, you're not gonna get as many in as if you actually stack them as they come in.
You think we're able to have a motion, we take 1 tire.
One tire?
No, I mean, 4 tires, 1 dumpster. 4 tires, 1 dumpster, when that's done, we don't take.
Try that for this year, 1 dumpster. We're gonna have 2 that's gonna be 2 this year, that's gonna be $2,000.
So we're gonna have to take 2 this year and go down to 1. 4 tires. This year here, 4 tires, we're gonna have to say 2 dumpsters for this year, but after that, we're gonna take it. I hope 1 that's our problem now.
Well, the second, when that 1 dumpster's done, that's gonna.
We're gonna haul the first one out, and our second one's full, even with what we got left that's done, and we're gonna go down to 1.
All in favor? Aye. Yes. 4 tires again. All right.
I have a question.
Wait, maybe, go ahead.
Is the Parks Board gonna take care of the forced ball diamond this year?
Yeah, they cut it every year.
And as far as that building there, the shed and stuff like that, because that stuff got a lot of flood damage
We wanna
last
move-
high water.
We talked about moving it out of there, we didn't get it out of there last year.
It's just, I think it needs, I have to go out and look at it, but the smaller shed just needs to be torn down.
I stopped to look at it today, the one shed, somebody broke into it, they got the knob knocked off the handle.
I don't know what's in there, but I don't think anybody's been in there since we've had a Legion team, you know, as far as in the sheds, equipment wise. That all
I
belongs to the
think
Legion.
that should be put back into service, that field, that's a nice ball diamond.
But it's a Legion sized field, we don't have a Legion team, that's why it's not being
That's why I
used.
looked at it.
Yeah.
Can't they downsize it?
Well, they could, but we're only using the Burndale field now, there's Weedville sitting idle, the one behind the school and the one on the other side are all sitting idle, we don't have enough kids.
They practice on
Yeah,
it.
here's the problem.
They do practice on it.
Here's the problem. You got all the kids right over there in Burndale with all this extra truck traffic now. If something happens, and that field's just feet away from the highway. Why don't they switch things around and put it down there where it's a lot safer? They're off the road more. It's a thought.
Yeah,
It's a
I
thought.
all right, thanks.
We'll just wait and see till an accident happens. Maybe?
Yeah, but it wasn't listed under old business, Jeremy, but from the danger structure, letters,
We sent the letters, and asked for a 30-day response, I don't know what date the letters went on, but we got the last meeting.
have we had
We
response?
had, one person in force responded, and they started to clean up, they moved their cars off the right of way. I think that's the only one that's responded so far.
How many letters,
We sent out.
yeah, went out to these people?
4 out of 5. We're thinking 4, I think 4. She has them all.
I didn't say.
I got a question.
Did that person get back to work?
Yes,
Where's she from?
that is that,
Out of the township?
yes.
And unusual to me.
Okay, back to the new business. County liquid fuel grant, we have the $8,000, we have to assign that to something, we usually assign that to partnership, unless you guys want to assign it to something else.
I think it
We just need a motion to assign to Tar and Chip.
I make a motion to sign the $8,000 liquid fuel grant to Tar and Chip project.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Equipment show and training day for the employees, Wednesday, May 27th, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Clearfield County Fairgrounds. We always send it over. Is there still a cost? Couple hours, yeah, $10 a guy or something.
Need a motion?
It doesn't have to be nice on there, but there's at least one or two for you to get the cost after that. Go over the years.
And I'm gonna make a motion that we send the man to the,
have more questions.
equipment training, May 27th, Clearfield Fairgrounds.
I'll second what you said.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, Sewer Authority Board, we now have 2 vacancies. So we'll be taking applications. The Water Authority Board, we have 1 vacancy effective June. So we'll be taking applications for that. And assessment permits. John Bartholomew, Rock Hill Road, it's a 2x24 building. It's already on the roof. City has an existing sand mine. That's out there at, Phoenix Lodges.
Well, that's what I wanted to wrap up for.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to wrap up for.
Right. Yeah, oh yeah, as I said, it's already on the roof.
Did the SEO look at the sand amount to verify it's functional?
Yeah, we looked it up here, it was all approved.
That goes with the
Is
rest
this
of it. I don't know how
an
many
additional
buildings.
building? Is it sand amount?
Yeah, he has these large sand mound for his building plan that he had there. It was all, I don't know how many years ago.
Okay, and it's approved for the volume of waste that's gonna go in?
Building inspectors are down there, they'll let us know if not.
Do they do sewage, or is that the SEO show?
I'll find out.
Yeah, I think it's the SEO show.
We can approve, we'll do that one first. Can I get a motion to approve that?
Okay, I'll make the motion to approve the permit for John Barthol, 1997 Rock Hill Road.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, and
Jeremy, is there going to be advertisement for the water board vacancy and the sewage board vacancy? Is that going to be advertised in the local papers?
we usually just make an announcement here on the advertising department.
I know you usually pick somebody that is a friend,
Okay.
but I think if you put it in the newspaper, it would be more of a level
Second
playing field.
assessment permit is for Sarah Whitman,
Jeez.
80 Garfield Street, 14 by 80 trailer on footers. It's already approved by the water service. That's the one we need storage too. Would we sign off on that? Would we sign?
Yes, I turned that in, but I didn't hear him. There's really not a question about it, but the sewer tap is across the road, so we're gonna have to go through the road. Or behind the house to the street, what's Jefferson's, through his.
Now, Perry said he checked it out, he knows the way he wants to already go.
Okay.
But I told him we had to wait till it was already approved in the township before
Right.
we could continue on.
Okay.
You have to get a new tap, is what you said. There's no existing
Right.
tap. Okay. All right,
Okay.
so we can approve it contingent upon.
But you would prefer not to have to go and dig up the road, if we didn't have to, correct?
Barry would rather not.
Yeah.
Perry said something to me, he said he knows the way it should go or something.
Okay.
I'll talk to him tomorrow on
All right.
it. Okay.
Just need a motion contingent upon the approval of the sewage department.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, and I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Jeremy, can I ask a question? Jeremy,
Yeah, go ahead, Alan.
when, dumpster gonna be up there?
That's what I was just asking her. It's gonna be open this Saturday
And the tires?
from 10 to 2. That's what I was just asking
How about the
her.
tires?
The tires, you can bring up to
I know,
4,
but I say when can you bring the tires?
starting Saturday.
Oh, okay, that's all I want to know.
Yep. After that, the signs out front of when we're gonna.
Okay.
That's what I was just gonna say. The dumpster will be open this Saturday for the first time from 10 to 2.
Better call for the dumpster for the tires. We'll call tomorrow.
Yeah. All right, that's all we have. Get a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor?